What's going on, guys? Another huge episode of the Almost Made It podcast. This week we had on Daniel Francesco.
We spoke about him leaving Australia at the age of 11, also a major knee injury that hampered his career, and then his debut with Western United.
Huge episode. Let's jump straight in. Before we get into the episode, I know you're probably wondering where you can buy all this cool stuff from. You can get tees, hoodies, hats and shorts from
www.CALCIOCLUB.com.au. Use the code AMI15 to get 15% off. Now let's jump straight back into the episode.
Welcome back to episode 5 of the Almost Made It podcast, proudly brought to you by CALCIOCLUB. Another huge episode coming your way. We have a very, very old friend of CALCIOCLUB. We got to know Daniel when he was just a little kid, actually.
Yeah.
So he's plying his trade in Italy at the moment. Ex-Western United player, debut and everything else. We'll get into that. But ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Daniel Francesco.
Thank you, boys. Thank you for having me.
What's going
Pleasure
on?
to be on here, you know.
How are you?
Yeah, been well, man. Been well. Good to be back in Melbourne and everything.
Been a while.
Nice summer.
Yeah, get me started,
Having
man.
a nice summer break.
It's better weather in Italy, man.
Yeah,
I
Honestly.
can imagine.
We got drenched on the way
Yeah,
here.
literally.
Yeah,
You had to take your jumper off for us. It looked
yeah,
like
no, it's bad.
you
It's
just had a
bad.
shower.
I don't know what's going on here, honestly.
Oh,
It was 15 degrees sunny when I left Italy. Come back here,
Exactly.
It's worse. And it's winter there.
it's winter.
So what's new, man? Are you gonna go over back to Italy soon, or what's the plan?
So I'm looking back to go next week. Changing clubs. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
Is
Been
it exclusive?
exclusive, yeah. I just gotta wait for the.
Here we go. Here we go.
I just gotta wait for a few contracts to settle through before I can say everything else. But nah, man, looking forward to it. Been for Italy for 6-7 years. So there may even be a potential change
Of country.
of country.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Nice.
No. Good. Got a few options. Got to evaluate and
Nice.
settle things, which is exciting.
All the wheeling and dealing of being a footballer.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Yeah.
You know how it is, man. You deal with this one, you deal with that one. It's all over the place. But you got to find trustworthy people,
Definitely.
people that are on board with you, and that want to make it as bad as you want to. You know?
How hard is that? We were just talking off air. It's so hard to find
Yeah.
people you trust in football.
Yeah, no, it is, man. It's football. At the end of the day, is you got to have a good team behind you.
Definitely.
You got to have a good team. You got to have good networking behind you. Good networking will take you very far. And people that just support you, man, that are with you every step of the way. Because we know, speaking from players, man, we know how football is. It's not.
No, it's never like
exactly
that.
right, man. There's no like A to B
No,
or like
man.
a straight trajectory to get to where you want to
man.
get.
If it was that easy, man,
100%.
I wish.
I'd be playing in Serie A.
Yeah.
We'd all be playing $1 million contracts and
Yeah.
stuff. If it was that easy.
Doesn't
But
work like
And
that.
like you say too, you got to put yourself in the agent or anyone else's shoes. What's their motive? Do you know what I mean? You look at it as a player, but it's like, bro, this guy he'll promise you the world. Why is he promising you the world? Because he wants 50% of what you're going to get. You know what I mean? You got to look at these things and make sure that you trust that person.
There's so much that
Exactly.
goes into it,
So-
you know? And it goes back to what we were talking about last week as well. It's things that the people that don't understand. How do you explain this sort of stuff to someone? Do you know what I mean? That hasn't gone through it.
Because they think you just play football.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
And
man,
you
one
play
day-
PlayStation all
honestly,
day.
yeah.
But then you got phone calls coming, you're trying to deal with this guy. You
Honestly,
don't know.
man.
That's basically the
Honestly,
life.
mate, it is. It's bloody. It's not just simple as putting your boots on, kicking a ball.
Yeah, exactly.
You
But
know,
that's what people see, though. Do you know
That's
what I
what,
mean?
exactly. People don't see behind the
Yeah.
scenes of everything that you deal with as a
He's
footballer.
going around the world. He's doing this, but
What a life.
all the stresses, man. You don't know. You don't know if you're gonna have a club. You
People
know.
don't see that. People don't see that. People see the success, the glory, the money, the fame.
But
And I
what's that?
think-
It's 1%.
That's the 1%.
Yeah.
That's that. That's that.
Exactly.
Whether the suffering for football
Mm.
behind the scenes is that, man.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know that is greater than that.
Mm.
We all gotta. But it's the world of football, man. What can
That's
you
it.
do? What
That's
can you
it.
do? You just gotta push through it and
Keep going.
exactly.
So where did it all begin, my friend?
Where did it all begin? Wow. 2015, I was 11 years old, and I got a opportunity to go to Italy. Signed for Genoa FC, Genoa CFC.
Yeah.
It was a big move, you know, big move for the family and stuff, because like as a family we all came together, and I thank my parents, man, because at 11 years old, man, you don't just break up the family like that.
It's a big risk.
It's a big risk.
at that age.
It is a big risk and reward. At the end of the day, at 11 years old, the family was broken up.
Yeah.
My parents came with me, settled me in, did about 6 months altogether. Then my dad obviously went back to Australia, had to work, couldn't stay full time. It was a big thing for an 11-year-old. And I'm grateful for that every day because if I didn't have the parents that I have today, that would have given me the opportunity to go and pursue my career, my dreams. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I've got a long way to go. But that was just a big step that my parents gave me when I was a young kid.
Did you, before that, did you always believe that this opportunity would come?
Yeah.
Were you very, driven?
Yeah, look, I was, at a young age, I was always driven. My mum always tells me, she's like, Daniel, all you wanted when you were a kid was a ball.
But I remember.
That's all you wanted. That's all you wanted. You boys remember me when I was young age, is all I wanted was a ball, kick the ball around, play with the ball. And at a young age, I've always felt it in me. You know what? I've got something. I want to set it out to do and I'm going to go work hard for it. And I was lucky at a young age to find something that I love to do and that I want to pursue. And now it's a journey from here and then.
It's credit to you as well, man, because we spent a bit of time in Italy together at an academy for a short time. Yeah. And obviously, you can find in, another Australian, another guy from, home.
And having knew him before.
Yeah. And I still remember, man, after training, you'd be like, Ale, let's go practice free kicks. Let's do this. You were only a kid, man. And after 3 hours of training, we were done, man. But you just wanted to keep going.
Keep on going.
So credit to you, man.
I remember this guy when I reckon you were about 8. His sister and my sister used to be mates. They're still mates. And I reckon he was about 8, man. I would have been, 13. Me and he'd come to my house. We'd be playing non-stop.
Yeah, I remember.
I remember, man. It was in you from a young age. And then credit to you, obviously, at 11, man, to make that move.
Big step, man.
Look at 11. No offense to 11-year-olds these days, but a lot of them, man, they're not at that stage to make a move like that. So
I did it at 15. It was hard enough. I couldn't imagine that.
Without our parents and that too. And so it's that's so good too that your family was able to support you through that. Yeah. That's another big thing.
It is, man. It is. And then at 16 years old, my family came back. But at a young age, it was a good experience because I'm 20, but I feel way older than I am.
Exactly.
Oh, it always trips me out when you just before we're how old are you now? 20. What
crazy.
the hell?
Yeah.
Your life experience is unreal for a 20-year-old.
Yeah, of course. And you develop maturity on a different level. Like my mum, she's like to me, Daniel, I'm not going to leave you until you can cook, clean, take care of yourself, and you're not calling me every minute asking me what to do. Mum, how do I wash this? How do I wash that? But still now, man, I'm 20 years old. I call my mum and I'm like, hey, mum, what do I eat today? I'm struggling. I got to cook 3 times a day, but it's normal. And through a young age, man, you develop all that. Being alone, you learn a lot of things. I'm very used to being alone. I could pick up and leave my family tomorrow if I have to. But yeah, it's because I see something beyond all this short-term pain, so to say.
It's so important, I reckon, just getting through that. It's always, I think, the first month is always the worst.
Oh, yeah.
And then slowly, you start to see the bigger picture. Just like you said, I'm doing this for a reason. I'm not just here to suffer.
Of course.
There's a bigger picture.
Yeah, of course. All that suffering you want to get something out of, You don't want to... My biggest fear is regret. I don't want to look back when I'm older and think, could have done this,
we talk about this all the time.
Literally, not that we live in regret, but it does play on your mind. Being older now and seeing where you are now, 100%, that's the best mentality to have. Just give it everything.
Of course. And at the end of the day, if it works out...
You can say that you gave it all.
Of course. If it works out, that's great. If it doesn't work out, as long as I know myself, I gave everything I possibly could.
Exactly right.
But yeah, still got a long way and then keep on working.
What would say was some of your major strengths that you gained from leaving home early and living by yourself, obviously mental resilience, all that type of thing?
Yeah, it's improved my mentality a lot. I don't think like an average 20-year-old. I'm not interested in going out. I'm not interested in partying. Don't get me wrong, I'm 20 years old. I'm 20 years old once. You got to enjoy your life too, right? Because there's a phase that you don't see. But yet again, don't enjoy your life too much where you're taking it off the right path and stuff. But I've gained a lot of mental resilience. I'm fine being alone. I'm fine not going out. Like I went 3 weeks straight in Italy just training, no days off with the team. I'm fine with that because I love that and I enjoy that. That's my type of fun. And yeah, it's taught me all these things, man. Like what my dad always used to say to me is short-term pain, long-term gain.
Yeah, it's true.
Sacrifice these years to fulfill the years when you're older in enjoyment and in fulfillment, and you can not rest, but
you have the possibilities to do things that you couldn't do back then.
Exactly, you got the freedom and stuff,
Definitely.
Exactly right. So, Genoa at 11, what came next?
So I was at Genoa at 11. I was there for a couple of years. And then I got offered from Genoa a 4-year contract for Entella. So I was evaluating stuff and I'm like, look, this could be a really good opportunity for me. 4 years at Entella, Serie B, lower league. But yet again, you're young. Lower league, it doesn't really matter playing Serie A, Serie B. It does, but you just want to play. You want to play games. The main thing is playing games. Went to Entella, played, enjoyed it, loved it. I still keep a good rapport, a good relationship with them, which is really good. Played with them for 4 years. And then after Entella was when things got really tricky in my career. Very, very tricky. We COVID hit. So all of us, our season, under 17 season got really cut short. So we done only the first half of the season. Second half got cut short. All the boys were sent on loan for COVID. So we got sent out on loan to Serie D clubs, which was good, playing with men at 16 years old. It's grouse, you different environment, different changing rooms, the men, they give it to you. You're young, you got a lot to live up to. And then that's when I come back home. And then I stayed here for a bit. Went back to Italy to play for Serie D, but then COVID got cut short again. And I'm thinking, all right. Like, cut short, come back. Cut short, come back. So I went back to Australia. Now, they did tell me to come back in January. They're like, look, the season's going to renew in January. Come back. We're ready. But I'm like, look, with all due respect, I don't live around the corner.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
I don't live 2 hours away. I'm not, flights are not cheap. It's not, I live 24 hours away, man.
Yeah.
So that's when Western United came into play. I thought, you know what? Take this as an opportunity to potentially improve as a player. Play well. Playing is always better than staying fermo.
Yeah, exactly right.
You got to play games.
100%. And the club was new then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very new. Very new.
Yeah.
Western United had just come up. It was very new. I was a part of the first under 23s for Western United. So I came when the first 23s and 21s were around. Played at Western for a year. Everything was going really well, really good. And then second year, 23s, that's when I made my debut and stuff. Signed for the club.
For the first team,
first team. Was training first team a lot, which was grouse. I really enjoyed it. Credits to Western United. I still keep a good reputation, relationship with them. They've helped me a lot. I really found the boys and the coaching staff was really, good fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Different changing room environment compared to Italy.
Of course.
Which I enjoyed a lot.
What's the difference?
That's a good question, man. The difference between Italy and Australia changing room. Italy, different. How do you explain it? Different jokes, crack around,
course, different banter.
Yeah. Different, like some banter you'd say in Australia in the changing rooms with the boys here.
Yeah.
Different over there. It won't work over there.
Change how you say things.
Exactly. You got to change the way you say things.
Do you think the competitiveness was a bit different?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest
I
thing.
was going to say, that's the biggest thing I noticed.
Like you can stroll into the change room, have a laugh, but I always found 15 minutes before it's time to go out,
serious,
it just changes.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's ready for business. There's no more laughing. There's nothing.
No. I remember, man, when I was 11 years old, the first time I went to Genoa, to the changing rooms, man. Hey, who's this kangaroo?
Yeah.
100%.
That's always
At 11 years old, man.
Yeah.
Hey, who's this kangaroo?
Yeah.
They ask your name, where you from. They ask what position you play. They look at the player that's playing your position.
Exactly.
Hey,
These are 11 years old.
11 years old, man. Hey, he's here to take your spot, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the mentality.
Exactly.
And then when you earn their respect, and then when they see you could play.
It's a great feeling, but
it is, man. It is
When
because
it's a graft. It's not just rock up here and you rock up, hey bro, how you going? Come sit next to me. No, it doesn't work like that.
No. I found it was very, very friendly the first time I went to the Western. I mean, all the boys were new. Everyone was new. but I sensed it was very friendly.
We're too nice here, man.
I think so
Yeah,
as well.
he was
We're
very
too
friendly,
nice.
man.
And I think we confuse being nice and like competitive as being a bad person. If you get me?
exactly.
Not that, but I think
agree.
there's a misconception. It's
I
like
agree.
if I'm serious about what I do, it's like, oh, he's an arrogant prick, or
No,
he's
I
this,
agree.
he's an
Yeah.
asshole. But
I
no, I
agree.
just want to. I'm here to do a job.
I
Yeah.
agree, man.
Do you know what I mean? And I
agree.
think that's where the mentality is not right in that sense.
The mentality over there,
Yeah.
man, is it's brutal.
Exactly.
It's honestly brutal, man. I'm here to take your position.
100%.
Because on the pitch, no friends. There's no
Yeah,
friends,
exactly.
man.
Exactly.
Tackles, people going in, they're going in hard.
Exactly
Yeah.
right.
They're going in
it's
hard.
respectful.
But
And it doesn't mean
respectful.
after
Yeah.
the game they'll shake your hand, good battle.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. They're
You know
going
what I
in
mean?
hard but
Yeah.
respectful. They're not going into studs up, taking easy
To
out
break
if
your
you
leg,
take them on or
exactly.
something. They're going in to say, listen, I'm here too, yeah?
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. So then, Western United debut. What was that like?
Oh, it was
Take us
crazy,
through
man.
the
It was
emotions.
crazy, man. Like, honestly, it was, so the youth, I think the youth boys were off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was training with the A-League. And I was training with them for a good, maybe I think 3 weeks, month, constant going there. And then all of a sudden one day, the boys are telling me, like, I'm talking with the A-League boys and I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm being put into like the starting 11.
Wait, who was the coach at the time?
Aloisi,
Aloisi.
John Aloisi, yeah. I'm looking, you know how like day before, like when you got a game coming up, you can sort of tell
Yeah.
who's
Yeah, yeah.
starting,
The
who's
shape
not.
that you play.
Yeah,
training,
yeah.
stuff,
Like you see the starting 11 boys formatting one
Yeah.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I was put into that squad.
yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, oh, could be a possibility that I'm starting.
Yeah.
I didn't really think much of it at first. There's Josh Rizzo. Crazy player. I learned a lot of him. One of the best in the games here as a fullback. And I learned a lot. I'm thinking,
Yeah, he's
Whatever.
like got starting position cemented.
yeah, he's gonna start position. Me coming in, taking his position, man. It's
yeah.
not common.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, man, like a couple of days before the game starts again, and then the day before Wellington Phoenix, you could tell like I was starting, and all the boys were kind of like, man, you're starting.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm like, oh,
All the reality kicks in.
man, the reality kicked in. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm actually starting, man. And then I rock up to the game. Man, the kids were there. Everything, you got your name on the back. Everything's prepared for you. The gaffer's there reading out the starting 11 positions. We're going there, we do the conference, everything, telling players what's expected, the movements and stuff. Go out there, have fun. I'm thinking, I'm sitting there like, oh,
Were you scared?
yeah.
Yeah.
Man, normal. I was. I'm real with you. I was, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared.
Nervous.
Nervous, but terrified.
Yeah.
Like nervous, but terrified. I was like, man, I remember walking out to the game. Theo Harris was there, and I could hear Theo. He was like geeing himself up a bit,
Mm.
and he's like, don't worry, man. He's like, you're fine. You're a good player. You're here for a reason, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
do your thing now,
Yeah, it's it.
man. I stepped on that pitch and like everything just went
Away.
away.
Yeah.
And it was just me in the game, man.
Yeah.
I didn't take notice of no crowd,
Yeah.
nothing. Just me in the game, and I got into that zone.
You just play yourself
Just
in.
playing, man. Just playing. And then, man, it was a great feeling. Great
Yeah.
feeling like after
You did
the
well
game.
as well, I remember.
Thank you,
we
man.
watched it.
I remember,
As soon
yeah,
as
of
we
course,
saw, we're
we
like,
saw.
wow.
We always
We
wanna,
never
like-
watch an A-League game, but Daddy's play, we watch it.
Was Alino there at the time?
Pardon?
Was Alino there at the time?
Yeah. Yeah. Alina was upstairs watching.
What was that like by training with him?
Oh,
Just had,
it was
you had
amazing,
obviously
man.
a little bit of a relationship
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
pitch with
yeah.
him.
That was amazing. It was amazing. Like he was honestly watching Alina train and stuff. Come up to me, always give me a hand with what I'm doing or what can I improve on what's his. It was best too, communicating with him in Italian during
Bit of
training.
Italian mentality.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
there,
100%,
yeah.
100%. And like, man, I remember during training, we're playing a practice match. All of a sudden, he's got his head down, not looking up, kicks it halfway, goal, and I'm there looking. I'm like,
It's always like 2 steps ahead. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, jeez, man. Like,
Yeah.
he's-
Is he? Because if you just look at his Instagram, he seems like the most chill
Floats through
guy,
life.
just whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But I can tell on the pitch he's different.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like completely
100%.
different.
And that's what we're talking about. It's like that
Being
white
able
line
to-
fever.
That
Yeah.
switch, man.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
switch. When you step onto the pitch,
Yeah.
it all changes.
Yeah.
definitely.
And like he's a replica of his Instagram in real life.
Yeah.
It's the best. So you guys,
Yeah.
he's
He
the
just
best.
looks like
Positive
chilled,
vibe,
man.
but yeah,
But
but it's such-
24/7.
He's
When-
such a good guy to be around.
When we had that chat with him, though, you can tell.
He's got it.
When we talk about football,
yeah, his eyes change.
Yeah,
his
exactly.
mentality changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on, man.
Yeah.
He's on. Like I learned playing in Italy too, playing with all the older boys.
Yeah.
When you're training, man,
Mm.
you don't muck around.
Yeah.
Like there's no mucking around, especially the mentality that Elino had. And I learned a lot from that. You know, like when you're training, man, it's from like you do something wrong, man, and I'm gonna take you accountable
You
for
know
it.
about
Definitely.
it.
You know.
And he's from probably more of the old school mentality too.
Yeah.
And like when you look at the players he's played with,
Mm.
The greats, man.
the things he would have learned off them,
Oh, yeah.
And
then
then he's
he
passing on to
implemented
you, you know
into
what I mean?
him, and then exactly
man.
you're
That is-
learning.
I'm grateful for it, you know.
It's
and
process, man.
thick skin, man.
Yeah.
Exactly
Thick
right.
skin comes onto the football pitch. You know, someone's there, you make a mistake or something, take you accountable for it. Not just because for the sake of telling you,
Yeah,
just
of
because
course,
I
you
know
know,
that
Wants you to
I
improve.
exactly, you
Yeah.
know.
Definitely.
So, debut. What happened next?
Debut. So what happened next? That's when football took its
Does everything change?
turn.
It's weird.
Yeah. Took its turn. So like debuted, everything was going really well.
Mhm.
I was on a high.
Of course.
I was on a high. Youth boys come back into play, you know, they chuck me back in with the 23s, was training with them. I'm thinking, you know what? Youth boys are back. This will be good, you know, training with the boys, make my A-League, you know, A-League starts calling me up a bit more. This could be really good, you know.
Mm.
And my idea was to go back in Italy August that season
Mhm.
because I had been in contact with my so agents and clubs and stuff where I was going to go back August that year. So I thought, you know what, this would be a really great year. Play as many games as I can.
Mhm.
Play, improve. Go back August, pre-season, ready. I'm fresh. I'm ready to go. I'm ahead.
Mhm.
And then things took a turn, man. 4 months of pre-season, played all 4 games, 5 games, 90 minutes. Everything went well. First game back of the season, tore my meniscus. First game back.
Was it, Doc, did you know straight away you stuffed something up, or was it?
Yeah. So I went in for a tackle, and he sort of like hit my leg in,
Mm.
and I felt something, but I didn't think anything of it.
Mm.
I thought, you know what, it was just a botta. It was just someone just came in, and I felt a bit of something. I'll walk it off. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Man, this was before halftime too. So 5 minutes remaining. I'm running, and I'm thinking
Doesn't feel right.
something's not right.
Mm.
Go into the changing rooms. All the adrenaline took into me. I'm like to the physio, listen, man, can you strap my knee? He's like, nah, let me take a look at it. He was dealing with some other player, and I'm like, all right, listen, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Went to the other physio, listen, strap my knee.
Yeah.
Like I'm going back on strap my knee.
Yeah.
I didn't think anything of it at the time. Went back on to play. Played for about 10 minutes. I just couldn't run. Couldn't run, man. I kid you not, I was hopping, and the coach is looking at me. He's like, nah, man, we've got to get him off.
Yeah.
Get him off. I'm thinking, all right, be all right.
Yeah.
Some ice on it.
Go again tomorrow.
I'll be good Monday, you know?
Of course.
Man, I go in Monday, do analysis with the physio. Then you're looking at 6 months out.
Beautiful. Thank you.
I'm thinking,
From up there,
Yeah.
boom.
yeah, straight away.
Yeah.
Split second,
What was
man.
the first feeling?
Oh, man, it was the worst mental state I've ever been in.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to believe it.
Was that your first major injury?
Yeah. Yeah, first major injury. I didn't want to believe it at all. I'm like to him, I'm like, all right, man, that's your opinion. Let's go see what the surgeon says.
Mm.
Didn't want to believe it at all. No one knows this, man. I haven't told anyone this, but like when I went to go see the surgeon, man, speaking to him, doing analysis, he's like, yeah, man, you're going to be out 6-7 months. I'm like, 6-7 months? I'm like, you all right? Are you like, are you normal, man? I'm not going to be out 6-7 months. Are you all right? Is there anything else we could do? Cut it off, 2 weeks, risk of arthritis in the knees in the future. I'm like, no, man, I don't want to do that. I want to get things done properly.
Yeah, of course.
Not have any future risks in the future, no?
Mm.
And he's like, nah, man, you're looking at 6 months out. Man, I kid you not, I got into the car, called my parents, I started bawling.
Of course.
Bawling, man.
Of course.
Like I was in tears, man, like bad. No one knows this, man. I haven't told anyone this.
Cool.
I was just in, no
That's
one
what
sees that.
People don't see that.
People
but
don't see
I'm
that,
saying,
man.
so exactly.
People don't see that. People see the football beauties, the Instagram, social media. They see how you are on the outside, but they don't see anything behind the scenes.
And they would have seen you just debuted, first
yeah.
team, young,
Mate, you're
living
literally-
life, you're
Yeah,
loving
man.
it, and then boom, that's
Just like
gone.
that. It's gone.
Like that, split second.
Yeah.
Man, I was boiling. Those 6 months taught me a lot, man.
Oh, yeah.
They taught me really a lot. And Ali, you know how it
You
is,
just
man.
come
You
back.
just bloody came back from
15
it.
months.
Even longer, man.
Yeah.
Even longer, and it's a mental state where it destroys you.
Do you know what it is? This is how I sort of explain it to people. And it'd be different for you because I did it when, man, my career's over. Do you know what I mean? I did it just playing local football.
Yeah.
You were at the top. So it's different. But even then, when I did it, apart from the pain, which was ridiculous, I was bawling my eyes out because I knew that for the next year, I can't touch a ball. And, you know, for me, touching a ball was therapy. When everything else goes to shit, what do you have? You have football.
And you're alone too, man.
Exactly.
You're through the rehab yourself,
And
not
then-
with the team.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Then when you
mate.
don't have football, what do you do then?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You go crazy.
The same thoughts, man. The same thoughts were crossing through my mind. Ale.
Yeah.
You know, it's you're thinking all these negative thoughts. All these negative thoughts.
Can't help it.
Because you
but-
physically can't like change the outcome. Like if you have a
Yeah.
bad game, you go out next day, you start working.
Yeah.
But when you're sitting there with a knee brace,
You
you
literally
what am I
can't
doing?
move.
You know,
Man, I was 2 weeks with my legs straight. I
Yeah.
couldn't move it like that. In bed the whole 2 weeks. Quarantine. Quarantine, man. I was
and you would have been thinking, man, through your head at that stage. Obviously, you're in your
the
middle of
lows.
your career. You're like, am I going to get another
Is it
contract? Am I
over?
going to
Yeah.
find another club?
All these thoughts.
Is this knee going to actually repair itself? Am I
All-
going to be back to normal after that? After the rehab, you know?
all these thoughts passing through my head. All these thoughts. Like I was genuinely in the worst state.
I remember
I've been in-
seeing you, man. I remember seeing you
Yeah.
on crutches and in a brace. Where were we? On Logan Street or something?
Yeah, Logan Street, that's it.
I could tell you were a mess.
And like, you know what? All I had to do was put a smile on and just keep on going.
Yeah.
Can't do much, man.
No,
You're not gonna sit there dwell for yourself because
exactly.
at the end of the day, it's sports. Everyone goes to injuries.
Exactly right.
People are dealing with much worse things in life
course,
than
exactly.
a torn meniscus.
Do
You know,
you find that helped you?
It did,
Having
man.
that mentality.
It did, man.
Yeah.
It did. Like for the first 2 weeks, man, it was bad.
Yeah.
I was in a low. I was thinking to myself, the worst outcomes, man. The worst outcomes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be back to better. I'm not gonna be back to normal. What if I don't get a contract? I was planning to go back to Italy in August.
Yeah.
That just messed everything up.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen now? You're dwelling. You're doubting yourself. You're doubting your outcome. Doubting the future. But then you know what? Something clicked inside of me. You're like, you know what? Suck it up, man.
Yeah.
Happen. I
Yeah.
believe everything happens for a reason. You deal with it. You get better. You come back stronger.
Exactly.
That's reality.
Yeah.
Can't sit there dwelling on and doubting everything for forever.
Mm.
You know, you just gotta put your big boy pants on
That's it.
and go out there and work now, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Remember, I was pumping like I worked where I couldn't work. So my knee was gone.
Just doing upper body. Yeah.
I kid you not, man. Like before my operation and stuff, I was pumping upper body, pumping this leg. Straight after operation, 2 weeks, I couldn't do anything. As soon as I could bend my knee a little bit, man, I was in the gym.
Mm.
Upper body, this leg, doing what I can, just to stay mentally active too, you know?
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. It
Can't stay
helps.
still. Couldn't stay
Exactly.
still. You know how it feels,
Yeah.
man. You can't stay still. Athletes, man.
Yeah. You gotta
Well-
do something.
We're on a movement always. It's
And it's also like little wins in your head. Like, for example, your leg, you move it a bit more that day. Like, oh, I'm getting
Feel
there,
good,
bro.
man.
You know, because you need something to
course.
keep
Keep
you,
it going.
like a little goals, you know, to
Yeah,
keep you
of course.
going. Otherwise, you're just going to sit there and be
I
the most
agree.
miserable person going around.
I agree, man. I agree. Like every 4 weeks, I'd go. I think it was every 4 weeks, I'd go to my surgeon, and all right, Dan. Today we're gonna bend it 30 degrees.
Yeah.
Today we're going from 30, we're going to 90.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm there. I'm thinking, all right, man. Like
One step
Yeah, here we
closer.
go.
one step, I'm
Yeah,
getting
see,
there. I'm
man.
getting there, man. I'm getting
Yeah.
there, which was a great feeling. All these, like you said, these little rewards.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think that'll teach, that obviously you learned a lot, but so 6 months, you would have learned so much about
yeah.
yourself.
Oh yeah,
And then in times of, not even injuries, man, just times of pure shit
When
that
it
you're
goes to
in,
shit.
you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, all right, the way to get out of this, just slowly, like you
Yeah,
just
man.
crawl out. Then the light, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, man.
Of course,
Like chip away.
Exactly,
It's a
chip
good
it
mentality
away.
to sort of
Chip it away.
adopt.
Of course,
Yeah.
I
So-
agree with that, man.
What happened after the injury then?
After the injury,
So 6 months, you recovered.
6 months, I recovered. I'm back on the ball. I went back in January.
Right.
So we're back in January, and that's when I signed for Cesena.
Mhm.
Then Cesena was real good, done really well there. However, at the end of the season, I had a few issues.
Mhm.
I'm not one to have issues with clubs and stuff, so I did have a few issues with the coach, where unfortunately, it's football.
Of course.
There's
You
always
come
something.
across coaches that love you, come across coaches that
Hate you.
hate you.
Yeah.
It's football, man. You could have one coach that hates your one team, go to another team, you're playing every single game in the season.
Yeah.
And he's loving you.
Yeah.
So I tried moving clubs before the season ended. Tried to already get in contact. And then that's when the football world hits you.
Mm.
And you're thinking, all right, dealing with agents here, dealing with agents there. Yeah, we got this one. Yeah, we got that one. Yeah, just wait a bit here. Oh, no movement. And you're thinking,
what's going
What
on?
the
here?
hell?
Thinking,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So after Cesena, I was still at Cesena. Now they knew I wanted to leave the club, so I didn't bother going back. So I couldn't bother going back to
What
the club
league
and
is
stuff.
Cesena?
Serie C. So for the meantime, as I was looking for clubs to sign for Serie D club, still on the low, I said to them, I'm like, look,
Trying to play.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm signing for you purely to play.
Yeah.
And then I know in January, I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
Which I mucked up a bit there. I shouldn't have actually gone that approach. I didn't say it like that. I said it in a different approach.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
listen, so we're both not wasting each other's time.
Yeah.
I'm here just to get game time, get the team training up and play.
They took it
They
differently.
took it. No, they didn't take it differently. They were very understanding. They're like, look, we understand. But at the end of the day, they sort of put me to the
That you're not in here the long term.
They
they're
sort
not
of
gonna invest
pulled me to the side. You know?
Yeah.
I was playing games and stuff, but we all like I knew.
Yeah.
You get the vibe, you know?
Yeah, I get the vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, like comes now. We're at now. You know, so I'm dealing with a couple clubs now, and I'm going back next week to train with them for a bit and hopefully finalize contracts with them.
It's crazy, like that side of things we were talking off air before about agents and all the other crap. And they're just criminals, aren't they?
Oh yeah, it's like you're saying, your business. It's a business.
100%,
Your
man.
number. It's
And
reality.
You just have to sort of deal with it, man. Unfortunately, because we can't really change it at the moment.
No, you can't, man. You can't.
You see it even in the top players, man. It happens to them.
Yeah. Like so to say, I'm not. I can't really say much because I'm not one to say much because look, I haven't played. I haven't made my Serie A debut. I'm not on multi-million-dollar contract, so I'm not one to go and say to the agents, "Give me this, give me that, I want this, I want that." I've got no right to say that because at the end of the day, I'm still building my profile, still getting up there. Like I've done nothing, but at the end of the day, you're dealing with agents where, come here, I'm waiting on this club. You call them 2 weeks later, what's going on with this club? I've got another club now.
Yeah.
Like, all right, man, so what's going on here? Yeah, this club here said that they're full. They'll take you next year. They're going to keep an eye on you for the full season.
It's like, what?
I'm like, look, man, I've told you 6 months prior that let's
You've had
start.
6 months to work on this.
Yeah.
I was supposed to sign for a different Serie D club and potentially another Serie C club. And the contracts didn't fall through. Which like, unfortunately, it's football, but.
It is football. At the end, that was like my demise, really, like dodgy agents.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, but I look back, like we talk about it, that was maybe the regret. Is just staying there.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, but I'm there. I keep showing up.
Yeah.
In the end, it affected us or affected me mentally, and I threw in the towel, man. Like I gave up.
Oh, that's one regret, I'll be honest, I have, is just buying into the bullshit. Not buying into it, but let it affect me in a way that then I sort of stopped enjoying football.
Yeah.
But I think of it now, obviously I'm a lot more mature and I can think of it and I'm like, man, what the fuck did I worry about that shit? You know what I mean? I should have just kept my head down. And
The fact that you're leaving next week.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, you're there, man. You're ready to go.
I'm there, man. He's like, got the call and he's like, look, man, come down.
Definitely.
We've got one club. You're going to train with them for a bit. See how everything goes. Contracts. And we've got another club. I'm like, listen, I'm going to come back there, but I want to plan.
Yeah.
I want to plan. Like, I'm putting my faith into you. Now I just need you to do your work.
Exactly.
But it's hard though, isn't it? Like we say plan. We have an idea in our head.
But then we get
never
there.
goes
But it
plan.
never happens
Yeah.
that way.
Plan.
Like,
Never goes
it
plan.
changes like that.
I
The
agree,
next
I
day
agree.
you're gone. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
Like,
agree.
And sometimes I think these agents, you're saying like, oh, I honestly reckon they say it to make themselves look important and like they're busy. But they probably haven't even spoken to like 3 clubs.
Yeah.
But the honesty, 100%, the best thing, even just playing Serie D there, you're going to play at a level that
Exactly, man.
that is, like honestly, like with all respect, is 10 times better than here in terms of mentality, passion. Like I remember we were training with a club, man, in the mountains at one stage, Man, we were seeing the games. The games were more packed out than some A-League games.
Oh, yeah. No, I
Like
agree,
the
mate.
passion,
The crowd,
you're gonna at least get that feeling, man. Like that's one regret I sort of have as well. Is I'll say we actually talk about it a fair bit, and it's like we should have just like stayed, a few years and just played like Serie D somewhere, just get that feeling,
Yeah.
And so I think what you're doing is
it's so
perfect.
hard, man, to get that feeling. Like you when
replicate
it does go, right? When you retire or whatever it is, it's like I actually saw this this podcast with Thierry Henry
Yeah,
and Diary of a
that
CEO.
was that was
I don't know if you saw this clip, but he says, when you stop, a part of you dies.
Yeah, it's
Do you know what I
true.
mean? That
100%.
competitor dies, and
is,
like
man.
I tell Matt all the time, man, you crave that. You crave that. I don't know. I can't really explain
Why
it.
players struggle, man, when they retire because the adrenaline, the buzz, you can't replace it.
Score a goal, crowds.
Yeah,
go
like
wild.
how can you ever do
The
that
banter with the boys, like going to battle, like that type
man.
of stuff.
The
It's
smell
just
of the grass, all this stuff,
night before, I got to get my pasta in, because I'm playing.
Yeah,
You got the ritual, I got to put my rice,
Exactly,
all that
with
type
the
of that little
routine
shit,
Mm.
Then it's like sort of now it's like you can't replicate it, man.
Yeah, but as I was saying, it's crazy that you keep going.
Yeah,
You're next. What's next? What's next? What's next?
I've set out with a goal and
It's the best mentality to have.
can't stop, man.
Yeah,
Can't stop.
Yeah.
From when I left Australia at 11 years old, I'm like to myself, look, man, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Primo poi,
yeah, it's
you're gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
You know?
keep chipping, and bro, you're young. Like that's the thing that's
Exactly.
crazy. You've already got 9 years of experience playing overseas, but you're only 20 years old, man.
I'm 20, man.
Like, that's
I'm
crazy,
20, man,
man.
but I feel older, man. Like that's the thing that gets me.
We think you're older too.
Yeah,
Honestly,
like-
every time we
How
ask,
old
we're
you
like-
are, man? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nah, but it's good, man. Like all these things throughout the year, the trials, the tribulations, the success, the setbacks. It's all taught me to where I'm at. I mean, as a person too.
Mm.
Put aside football, as a person now, it's taught me a lot.
of course.
For sure.
And I'm lucky I got my parents beside me. They've at a young age they've been there and they've guided me. Through their success in their profession to my success with what I do. Which is great.
I wanted to ask as well quickly, just the agent side of things, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand this side of things, and it's nice to get a bit of insight.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, when do you know that you've got the wrong person?
Oh, you can tell straight away.
Yeah.
Tell straight away. You look at what they're saying and what they're giving. So they'll say this, they'll say
They'll
that.
promise you things.
They'll
Yeah.
promise you things, and they'll do the opposite.
Yeah, yeah.
What happened with this one? What happened with this club?
It's never.
Yeah.
No real answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? Just got some club here. All right. You hear from them in a week after. So what's going on with that club? Oh, nah, the president, this, that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Got another club. Give him a call the next week. What's going on here? Oh, nah. Like I've gone to the point. I'm fed up with agents where I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't care what clubs you've got proposed to me.
Mm.
I want a phone call saying, Daniel, come here this date here.
Yeah.
I've got a club for you here. Be ready.
Yeah.
I've done my part, you do your part.
Don't tell me, show me.
Yeah. And then sign the contract. Done.
Exactly. I don't want you to say, you could, for means you could say, I'm speaking of Real Madrid.
Yeah. It's true.
All right. Speaking of Real Madrid, how are they?
Yeah.
How are they? They good?
Yeah.
I don't care speaking of Real Madrid, man.
Yeah.
I want you to say, Daniel,
Yeah.
come down. Real Madrid's interested in you. You're going to be training with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any nonsense of...
But then, how do you get rid of them? How do you get rid of the bad ones? Because I feel like it's a weird sort of medium.
Regulated.
You have to be smart about it because people talk, man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because you burn bridges.
there were so many moments where I realized how small. Yes, it's a big world, but football's small as well,
world,
man.
yeah,
Like I
100%.
had an agent call another agent about me on the spot. I didn't even know they knew each other. Do you know what I mean? Like literally right in front of me. And what happens if I had said,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, you
100%.
can't.
You
Whatever.
basically could have a black mark
exactly.
across your name.
So how
Yeah.
do you go about it?
Well, first things first, at the moment, I haven't signed any contracts with any agents.
Yeah.
I don't want to until I find someone that I know is going to be
Smart.
smart and good for me.
Mm.
How do I get rid of the bad ones? So to say, the bad buzzers. Distance, man.
Yeah.
Distance.
too close,
And
yeah.
don't get too close. Don't say much.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't tell, like if I'm dealing with 3, 4 people now, 2 people, 1 people, I don't know. If I'm dealing with multiple agents, I don't go say, hey, this agent's told me this and that. Or hey, that agent's told me that.
Yeah.
Keep it between, like I'm dealing with this one. At the end of the day, if I don't feel like you're right for me, hey, listen, man, great doing business with you, but I don't feel you are accommodating for me. I don't feel like you're for me.
Mm.
At the end of the day, I don't feel like we can
together.
work things out.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, you find an agent, like I've looked at things, man. you got to be smart with agents, man. You find an agent that's dealing with big players. So to say, you go get Ronaldo's agent, you go get Vlahovic, you go get Chiesa, you go dealing with those type of agents that got those type of players. You got to be careful, man. Yeah, they got good networking. Yeah, they've got a player that's playing Serie A, Juve, whatever. But at the end of the day, you got to look at yourself and you got to think, are you at that level yet?
Yeah, exactly right.
So what are they going to do to you? They're going to put you to the side. Yeah, they might put you in a club. Forget about you.
Yeah.
You went here for 2 months. How you been? Oh, good, man. How you playing? Good. All right, see ya. Bang. I found you got to find an agent that wants to win with you.
Yeah.
That wants to grow with you.
Sort of invest in you.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's invested in you.
Yeah.
And that, all right, it's a win-win. It's a win-win at the end of the day. I want to find an agent that is growing with me. I sign a multi-million-dollar contract. He makes commission out of that. I don't sign a multi-million-dollar contract. He doesn't make money out of that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I want someone that's going to be there thinking, you know what?
Definitely.
I see potential in this kid. I believe in you just as more as you believe in yourself. We're going to make a win-win situation, yeah.
Definitely, mate. You know who that reminds me of? Mino Raiola with Ibra.
Yeah.
Literally exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
I remember watching his doco film and the exact same thing. It's like he went to Ibra and said, I'm going to make you, we're going to get there together.
All together.
And look at what happened. But that's what you're saying. There needs to be almost an incentive for the agent, because if there is no incentive for them, it's like, well, I don't really care if you make it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas if it's like, if you make it, then I'm going to get paid, or I'm going to get something, or I'm going to start an agency, whatever, and then get other players. It's like, oh, I'm going to put more effort in.
It's a win-win
Got to
situation.
invest in you, invest time too, man. It's not even about money. It's about giving you the time and giving your career the respect it deserves in finding opportunities and all that type of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I think it needs to be better regulated in terms of the whole footballing world.
Yeah.
The agent, there's a lot of talk about it, the dodgy business and all that. I don't know how, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go into details because I don't know, but I think it needs to be some sort of more regulated in some sort of way. I'm not sure how you do that, but
there has to be something.
And just dealing with agents, man. You want an agent that is like family, so to say.
Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
So what now? What's the goal, man? Like, can you look at yourself in the mirror at some point and say, I made it? Or is that never a thing? You just keep going?
Man, I don't know if this is a defect of mine. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I honestly don't know, but I'm never satisfied. Honestly, I'm never satisfied.
That's good.
I'm never satisfied.
Good way to be.
I'm always looking for more. I'm hungry for more, man. Yeah, I signed a big contract. So to say, next couple of years, playing in Serie A, big contract. Okay, what now?
Yeah.
Man, you make the contract, it's going to be even harder to maintain it.
Of course, that's one part.
That's another thing
Right?
that people don't understand.
You don't understand it. You sign a contract, multi-million-dollar contract. I'm playing for Napoli, Serie A. Playing for Liverpool in the Prem. I signed the contract. Okay, maintain it.
Of course.
I want to see how long you're going to be playing in the top leagues for. People don't see that, man.
Exactly right.
They can take away that contract quicker than you signed it.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't understand
You
that,
can
man.
be speed out, chewed and speed out, like that, man. You see how many players?
Of course, man. They see a better player than you, maybe paying a bit less.
You're gone.
You're
So
gone,
true,
man. So making it obviously is the first step to that level.
Yeah.
But then, man, maintaining it
Definitely. And at that level.
constantly. Because at that level, man, you're expected of consistency in your performance. You can't have one good game, two bad,
Exactly.
two good, one bad.
Yeah.
You can't. At that level, man, with the money they're paying you, with the expectations that are on you, and it's a lot of pressure on the player.
Yeah, of
Don't
course.
get me wrong, speaking of a player and stuff,
Definitely.
you're expected of a lot. But at the end of the day, look how much money you're getting paid, man.
100%.
Yeah,
It's
the
sort
best
of,
life
it comes
in the
with the territory, man.
Yeah.
It comes with all of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just the money. Like I'm not money hungry, you know?
Yeah, but it's everything.
It's
You're
everything.
a footballer, bro.
You're a footballer, man. Like what made me too was once in Italy, man, I was getting my hair cut. And I was speaking to the barber and I'm like, oh yeah, you play for this team, yeah. Someone's mum came up to us like, oh, you play for this team, can I get an autograph for my son, blah, blah, blah. Like me, I'm not that big, but like, you know, it looked at me inside and I'm thinking, jeez.
Yeah, it's the little things.
It brings joy in me, man.
Like I remember more, you just say you're a footballer and bro, you like get treated in another way. Like little things in terms of you're privileged, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Man.
You are.
And the thing too, man, like if you make it that big, it's all about the being humble and remembering where you are too, you know? Giving back to everyone else.
Because it can be taken away like
Yeah,
that.
man, it could be taken away like that. Like you can be on a high and you could be
man.
even lower than you were before.
I think that's the most important thing is to not get too high and not get too low. because it's just an evolving, like, you know.
Stay in the middle, man.
Yeah.
Stay in the middle,
You
man.
could go boom, boom. You just want to try and just ride the wave, you know?
Exactly.
So,
I agree with that, man.
Yeah.
Last one from me, just because I think you've got a really good mentality, and I love that. And I don't know, you've gone through a lot as well as a footballer. If there's someone watching this, probably say your 11-year-old self, or someone maybe going through injury that's trying to ride the same wave, what's the advice?
The advice, man, keep on going. Keep going. Keep pushing. Don't settle for anything less. Believe in yourself, man. Believe in yourself. That's a big thing. As a footballer, man, you got to believe in yourself more than anything else.
Definitely.
Don't care about what anyone else is saying. Believe in yourself. Work hard. You get a setback. Doesn't matter. Push through the setback. See the bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know, and really, and truly believe, like I said, truly believe in yourself that it will all work out. Have no doubts, and push through, man. That's what I give to my younger self. To my younger self as an 11-year-old, any 11-year-olds watching this or something, I'd say, you know what? Keep on going. Don't stop. Short-term pain, long-term gain. Like my father always says to me, you know, short-term pain, long-term gain. You know, sacrifice now to live a fulfilled life in the future.
That's huge. Well, on that note, just that unbelievable bit of advice.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap it up. Daniel, it's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been a pleasure,
It's
man.
been a long time
Thank you for
coming,
having me.
but yeah, very happy to come on.
Wish you all the best.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know,
Best of
no
luck.
dodgy agents get the contract
we
signed.
might have to come over and sort it out.
I might have to recruit you boys as my agents, man. I want to see that.
No problem.
But yeah,
we
wish you
always
all the
talk
best,
about
man.
that actually, so maybe there's a little
definitely.
opportunity there.
Yeah, that would be great.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
heaps,
no,
I
Thank you,
appreciate
boys.
it.
Appreciate it, man. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you to everyone watching. If you haven't already, make sure you press follow on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, wherever else you get your podcast from. Follow us on Instagram, the Almost Made It podcast.
Whatever.
Cultural Club Official on Instagram as well. Is that it?
TikTok.
TikTok as well. On TikTok as well.
Jump on TikTok.
No excuses. We're on everything.
Yeah.
So give us a
on,
follow. Yeah, that's it.
Give
Follow
Daniel
Daniel as well. Daniel Di Francesco.
Follow his journey.
That's it. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next episode. Ciao.